Those photos are so scary. Good morning, Revolution, everybody, and welcome to our stream. Good morning, Pooja. Good morning, Dom. Good morning, Anita. Good morning, Pooja.
Morning.
Happy to see everybody. Um, let's take a few moments and find out how everybody's doing. Pooja, what's going on in your world?
Doing pretty good. I got a whole toddler over here who is insisting on joining us today. So my apologies if it's loud and screechy from over here. So
Oh no, she's more than welcome. She's more than welcome. She
the next generation.
got a standing invitation. Dom, what's up in Philly? What's the party doing?
Well, we just came back from the Labor Commission in person meeting in Chicago, which was awesome and learned a lot. It was good to see some familiar faces, and I think we're just getting ready for the Phils Dodgers tomorrow. Hopefully, we beat their butts. I was looking at the prices of their home games versus ours, and we're really pricing the working class out of these tickets. I paid an arm and a leg for mine, so it's worth it though. It's worth it. So that's what's going
Okay,
on in Philly.
okay, good luck with that. I wish y'all a winning streak. Anita, Ohio, what's up? I hear y'all got a
Uh,
candidate running for office. Are they gonna win?
we we had a victory last night. We had there's a progressive guy and friend of the party in Clintonville, a neighborhood here, and he ran for area commissioner and he got 60 votes, and the next highest was 26. But the loser actually sued and wanted to overturn the election. So last night there was a big dramatic meeting where actually he was unanimously affirmed as the next area commissioner. So we were all thrilled about that, and just a lot of different people coming together to support him and his bid for that area commission seat. So that was really, uh, up and up for us last night.
Congratulations on that. Sometimes it's not enough just to win. You got to fight for the victory because they try to
Hmm.
overturn it. Let's hope that
That's
there's
right.
not a
And the
recall.
Franklin County Democratic Party is no machine to be laughed at. So
Is that
Yeah,
right? Okay, you're
yeah.
from
Pooja
Columbus.
knows.
You know. Run, comrade, run. That's the slogan of the moment. And by the way, I'm going to be running for office in New York. Our time has come, and I feel like we might be able to do a pretty good job. We're meeting with the New York comrades in a couple of weeks, and when we decide, you all who are listening, streaming audience will be the first to know. So watch
Excellent.
out for the announcement in a couple of weeks. We are streaming on Twitch, on Facebook, on X, and on here on YouTube. And today we're only 80 subscriptions short of getting 15,000 on YouTube. So please, if you like what you're hearing, subscribe. If you like what you're hearing, like, click the arrow up and share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors. Please share it with your family. Help a comrade out. We got to work together to make this thing happen. Um, let's get started. Today we're talking Antifa. Who's afraid of Antifa? We're talking Red Scare. We are talking an generalized attack on democracy. We're talking you're either with us or against us politics. So, according to an executive order that Mr. Trump recently signed, if you are anti Christian, whatever the hell that means, or if you're anti family, uh, if you're anti capitalist, we're coming at you. Or you could just be an average working person coming home from work, you know, and you're under attack. That's what happened in Chicago the other day when one of them Black Hawk helicopters came down on a building in Chicago, allegedly looking for some gang members, and they arrested children. zip ties. They arrested women. They arrested old people, black, white, Latino, 100 people, locked them all up, you know? Um, I'm not making it up. I bullshit you not. Anita, what the hell's going on in this country?
I, I don't know. I mean, it's big lies. I'm just stunned at. I've been watching the Portland situation, and the idea that they can justify, or they're trying to justify sending troops in when there's really absolutely no need for them, and they're justifying it with footage from 5 years ago. I saw a statement by the mayor of Portland. It was just outraged that they can take, one city block, something that happened on one city block out of 145 square miles of Portland, and show footage from 5 years ago and use this to show that it's a war ravaged city. Portlandiers really are pushing back on that. It's not a war ravaged city. There's nothing. It's completely out of touch with reality. It's like, the definition of psychosis. This Trump administration seems to be out of touch with reality and facts on the ground.
Pooja, what's your take? I mean, they train troops on U.S. soil going after citizen, non-citizen. They don't care, seem like.
Yeah, I think they're just making whatever excuse they can to lock up whoever they want to, basically. I think the rule of law is certainly over in this country. I think a lot of well meaning people, I feel like I've said this every time I've been on the show, but a lot of well meaning people continue to hopefully rely on the rule of law and the Supreme Court and this idea that the legal system is going to save us. But the legal system, I think we really have to come to terms with the fact that it does not exist anymore. What we know as the rule of law does not exist anymore. And I think we really also have to come to terms with the fact that we are much further along in this process than the media will ever show, than anyone will ever talk about. And the fact that Americans, working class people, are as we are really held hostage to our jobs, to our paychecks, to our ability to have a roof over our heads, and this thing is the thing that's going to make us go further along in this process than I think any of us are ready to talk about. I think things are much worse than we know and much worse than we're willing to admit, and it's really time for us to ramp up how we are thinking about fighting back.
We're going to measure that in just a moment, Pooja. I want to get your take once again. But Don, look here. I'm talking Black Hawk helicopter. Like the ones that they use in that movie, Black Hawk Down in Somalia, like they use in Afghanistan. But it's not the first time that they have used those kinds of tactics. You're from Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Or the suburbs of Philly. You remember what happened with Move, when they blew up a whole block, knocked down 3 buildings based on a bullshit pretext? Is that what's coming?
I want to say no. I want to say that couldn't happen and it wouldn't happen, but the way that this administration has ramped up and accelerated their not just economic attacks on working people, but psychological attacks on working people and all oppressed people in this country really points in that direction. Unfortunately, and I think we can't underestimate this is psychological and mental warfare that they're waging on us. It's the attacks aren't happening yet, but surely they want you to know and to think that they very well will do it and can do it. That's exactly why. Trump, he admitted it himself that he would do it. He told the military to use full force. So I think that they're more than willing to do that, and we can't just uh, we have to take Trump at his word and not just pretend that he's just some demented old man. I think we ought to. take his word. He means what he says. So it's really frightening the times that we're living in.
I mean, he may be old. Ain't no maybe about it. The boy's old, and he may be demented. Ain't no two ways about that either. But you're right. You got to take the boy's word seriously. Anita is getting funky out there. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even free speech is under attack. You know what they did with Kimmel, But there was pushback, big time, all across the country. And he got his show back. And I saw just yesterday that Jane Fonda revived a committee set up by her old man, Henry Fonda. What's it called? The Committee for the First Amendment. And several hundred, Hollywood type stars, producers, writers,